by Cerise. That's what.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast here at Lake Park. 9-9 ball game, Ryan. Want to break down what's happened so far?
Yeah, Nick Dezzano just drilled a three in the right-hand corner. And it's a three-point lead here for the Dukes. So far, it's just been a back-and-forth defensive battle. Both teams struggling to find some offense. We saw both teams held under 10 points in that first quarter. Definitely going to look for something better. Trying to draw up some schemes, probably. Obviously, you've got Levine and Cerise as the matchup to watch. See Cerise pull one from the corner. Can't respond. And it'll be coddled by the Dukes. Walt's wide open. Can't get it to go. Stefanich pokes it out, but Cerise comes away. That'll be glassed by Kyle Wallace, but they're going to get the foul on Levine underneath with the body. First one from Cerise is no good. As Waltz finally checks out of the game, and back into the game is Brendan Mullis. Second one from Cerise is good. That'll make it a two-point game in the Dukes' favor. We'll see Dezzano once again bringing up the ball for the Dukes. Levine trying to make something work in a triple team. And it looks like they're going to foul against Lake Park. Let's see who this is on. It'll be against Damasio Lagolia. Zana working. Levine with the cross. Step back. Front rim and off. And they're going to get a foul underneath. This one against Dezzano. Lake Park. Quick double team from York. AJ Levine forces the steal. And a great play by Lagolia to get it back. Stefanich again with the steal. Levine, corner three. Almost can't get it to go as here's another fast break for the Lancers. Double pump fake. And it'll be off the front rim there for Rochford. Duke fans really wanted that 3 seconds call in the paint as they will get a foul here on Lagolia. Bernison trying to get past him, can't. Get the blocking foul. And that will be the Lancers' third foul of the quarter.
A lot of defense and missed shots, so not very high scoring affair right now.
Let's see if one of these teams can get it going. So Dezzano, nice crossover, gets the bucket, no foul called. Dezzano gets it right back though.
That's great hustle out of Nick.
Fitzgerald trying to dish it down low to Stefanich. Eventually,
he stepped out.
And yeah, it looks like he did. I don't know. Can we get a replay on that? No, we can't. Rochford will be inbounding the ball. And Sakic gonna have to hurry up to get this past the half-court line.
Dukes are in that man-to-man defense. Usually see them in that 1-2-2 ball press, but right now just sticking to that 5-on-5 man-to-man look. I'm not sure why that is, Connor. It must be.
I don't think they're man-to-man.
Right.
It looks like they're in 3-2. So switching. As Levine will draw the charge. Penn commit. Levine bringing up the ball. Dishes to Pekosh. Levine with a nice turnaround layup off the glass. Gives him the too small. Tough finish in the paint. Increases the Duke lead to 4.
Great job by Levine using his body very well. Nice spin move. And you just said the Penn commit, and that's kind of the reason, one of the big reasons why he can just create for himself constantly, Ryan.
And I think the other thing he does really well is force turnovers, since we just saw another one right there. As it looks like they're going to need a foul underneath. I believe this will go against Lake Park. Looks like it's going to be on Pavle Magazan. Stefanich now to the line. Going to try to increase his lead to 6.
First one's off. Dukes are at a 4-point lead. And big news for the Lancers last night. They actually defeated the Glenbard North Panthers on a buzzer beater. And back-to-back nights, two big opponents. Glenbard North is one of those better teams in the Duquesne Conference, I'd say. And to beat them off a buzzer beater last night, that's just a big win, especially, Glenbard North's got a lot of talent, so. Lake Park's 11-0 in conference. That's very impressive, especially in the Duquesne Conference. So I'd say is almost as good as the West Suburban Silver this year.
Yeah, multiple good teams in both conferences. Definitely shows the will of these two teams. Fitzgerald from the corner, no good. And they're going to get the foul on the body. Sakic. They'll send Levine to the line, as that's now the 6th foul for the Lancers.
Yeah, so with that, they're going to be going to the line the rest of the way. That's their 5th. So one more, and they'll be going to the line the rest of the way for the bonus. And Levine, he's already made a big mark on this game with 7 of the Duke's 15.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've already seen him on the defensive end too, forced multiple turnovers. Which led to most of the baskets so far for the Dukes. So he can't get the second one to go. Unlucky bounce. Sakic.
Ryan, I feel like this is one of those games that sticks out as one of the better games this weekend and overall the whole week for high school basketball. I know it was pretty loaded with some other big games, but Lake Park and York both coming in ranked top 25. So it's definitely one of those bigger ones for the weekend.
Yeah, I think this might be the second ranked game, probably only behind that Bolingbrook Homewood Flossmoor matchup we saw. That very entertaining. We saw a matchup between York and Bolingbrook actually in the Jack Kosh
tournament. We don't even have to talk about that game, Ryan. I mean, we got absolutely embarrassed by them.
I think through 3 quarters we were sticking with them, but that 4th quarter, Davion Thompson kind of took over.
Pettigrew.
Yeah, Pettigrew.
Strong.
Had a few blocks almost. Yeah, but we bounced back pretty well, I would say. Kind of climbing the rankings.
We beat Yorkville.
We did beat Yorkville.
The Illinois commit, obviously Jason Jastix. And
yeah, just an absolute beast. Was he 6'10"?
I'd say our only very bad loss, we actually have 2 very bad losses. York, I'd say probably the LT game last night. Well, it's not very bad, but it kind of hurts when you're tied for first for conference, you know? Yeah. And then obviously the DGN game on the road.
That was not pretty.
But York does get a second chance at them this, I believe, next week.
I think so, yeah.
So that should be a fun game to look forward to.
We're still seeing a very low-scoring bout here.
Not a lot of energy in this building. The student section for both squads just it makes this gym dead without, excitement.
And the amount of kids from York that showed up tonight to support the Dukes, you would expect some more noise, but all those kids haven't heard enough. Not able to tie it up. Cerise had the shot he wanted, just not able to hit. Now to 90 seconds left in the game. Levine, nice spin, ripped away by Zakic. And they'll get a foul on Levine out of bounds.
Ryan, it is senior night tonight for the Lancers, so definitely it's one of the reasons why this gym is so packed tonight. Only thing that isn't is the Duke student section.
We've not had a great turnout tonight for the Dukes, but at least compared to other games. I think we've had a good student section this year. And yet another foul against the Dukes. Both teams now in the bonus. That one will send Rochford to the line. Getting that on. Oh, actually, they will get that on Kyle Waltz. Another important player on this team. Him and Levine both with 2 fouls. As Rochford knocks down the first to make it a 1-point game.
Yeah, so now only a 1-point game and only a minute left in the second period. And, I mean, there is no energy in here. For as much as this game has been hyped up, I mean, it feels dead.
Probably one of the only games I've gone to where I feel like the parents are making more noise than the kids. But, I mean, I feel like with that, as close as this game has been, we're going to see some energy in the 4th quarter. It's just not that really back and forth, 3-point, alley-oop type of game. Just getting some nice, easy layups going. But it's really just been a defensive battle.
Another and a charge, so that's going to be an offensive on Waltz, and I believe that is his.
Going to be his 3rd.
It's his 3rd foul, so I think you got to take him out now.
Just like I was saying, him and Levine probably the 2 premier scorers. I would say the 2 premier players, both defensive menaces as well.
And they're sub Bernison in for him.
Yeah, Bernison probably the complement to Waltz.
Yeah, but Ryan, both teams in the bonus now. So this game's going to.
Yeah, they were both in the bonus last.
Well, no, they're both at 5 now.
No, they don't count fouls after 5.
Oh,
Lake Park has 6. York has 6.
All right, I didn't know.
I only picked that up after that because I saw York when they went in the bonus last time they were down the court.
And Cerise,
that's where Rochford was shooting.
Cerise just missed a free throw. So
yeah.
That's very uncharacteristic.
And we saw Levine miss a free throw. So both guys you don't really see miss free throws.
Well, they're both coming off late night games last night, too.
It could just be the rims. I mean, you never know. Now under 60 seconds, 31 total points scored in this half.
Yeah, the Lancers got the lead now,
All you under-bettors out there, looks like you're cash. $30 seconds now left in the half. A lot of movement here from York, just not able to find the passes.
Yeah, they're going to hold for the last shot with the way this first quarter has gone. There's no reason to speed it up here. Look at Bolingbrook just beat the undefeated Waubonsie Valley, ranked 6th in the state by 15. So Just talking about them, right on the spot, they defeat the number 6 team in the state.
Yeah, yet another great performance by Davion Thompson with 26. Able to get them the win. As Levine strip, Richardson can't get the layup to go. 1 second left. Zockers throws it up off front rim. Almost got it to go. Lake Park will take a 1-point lead into the half. I mean, Christian, what have you seen in this game so far?
I mean, yeah, Ryan, it's just been very slow paced and both teams not really getting any shots to fall. That's pretty much been it.
Yeah, absolutely. Just definitely want to see some more offense from both teams. And we're going to take this one in the half. You've been watching York Sports Network.
And welcome back to the second half here, home of the Lancers, and Lancers led by 1 going into the half and now have the ball.
Yeah, you're right. They actually did lead by 1 going in the half. So, and they also do have the ball. Rochford, the big man, dribbling around. Oh, Richardson now. Waltz, driving, pulls up, front rim, no good. Lagolia, bringing it up. Nice bounce pass to Rochford. What a pass. Oh, no look pass. Thanks for spins. Thought about the deep 3. Rochford pulls, corner. Can't get the bounce. Pecco, she gets up there and grabs that board. Levine pushing the pace. Thought about pulling up. A little bit of hezzy. Gets the friendly bounce, gives the Dukes the 1-point lead.
Yeah, great job by Levine, pulling up, finding open space and knocking it down. And that's exactly what they're going to need from him if they're going to want to beat the number 2 ranked team in 4A.
It looks like Soresi's just making a lot of no-look passes. As there's another really good pass. Definitely facilitating the team right now. As Lake Park once again takes the lead back from the Dukes.
Bolus' shot's off the mark. He misses another.
Pecco trying to grab it. Down to go off. Bro, you just turned me off. Levine. Kick there by Soresi. They're not going to call the kickball. I mean, it will be out on Soresi, but strange. We got Pecco's inbounding. Got to fix his jersey.
I don't know what you're talking about, Ryan. Just gotta chill out with the side effects here. We're just trying to call a basketball game. You don't have to talk about every detail, man.
You know what? I've been trying. You're not helping by insulting me with everything I do. I've held it in until now. We're making it come out. I've had enough of what you're doing to me. I'm just trying to announce. Now all I'm doing is getting criticized. Levine going to the paint now. Tough finish off the glass.
Hey! There's some energy. Thanks to Connor Choi doing the scoreboard tonight.
Yeah, I didn't know you could do the scoreboard from your phone. I think I need a foul on the ref. It'll be a foul on Pecos. A lot of yelling. Coach Dunn really getting into it. Soresi, deep 3. No good. Waltz can't get the rebound. And they're going to get a travel. The goal, where are you trying to go?
Yeah, he just needs to keep his pivot foot down there. That's a mistake only Ryan Byrd would make in our Y-ball games.
See.
He did have 14 points, though, last week. It's very impressive.
So that was the Christian McQuade type of pass there. Not really into the hands. Oh, yeah, Lake Park fans really getting into it. Here's our cameraman is on his phone, so we weren't able to get that. Saresi pulls, and it's good. Lancers back with the lead, up 2, 21-19. Dukes are going to have to look for something offensively to respond.
Yeah, nice shot by Cerise stepping in rhythm. And that may be a basket that may get this game going. The tempo is slowly starting to speed up since that first half.
Absolutely. Ball's working into the paint. Picks up his dribble. Pick and roll with Dizano. Good spin move. Can't finish. So you can practice that move all you want, but you got to be able to finish it at the end. That would have tied that up.
Yeah, very well said. You just made a great move. You just got to be able to knock that layup down. It's too easy of a shot to miss. Especially that would tie it up, as you mentioned. And this game is as close as it can get right now.
Levine, pull-up jumper. Can't get the bounce. Dizano rips out of his hands. He looked to get hit in the face. No call. Another great pass by Saresi to increase the lead to 4.
This gym's starting to come alive. A lot of energy over the past 2 minutes. It's starting to make me think if the Lancers may start pulling away. They're only up 4, but the Dukes have really struggled to score in the half-court set. It seems like the only time they've been able to score is when in transition.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to get a foul. It appears to be on Tommy Rochford. It'll be his second of the game. And Molis and Dizano will be out. In comes Bernison and Pekos with Levine inbounding underneath the basket. I think as we were expecting coming into this game, it's really just been a battle between Levine and Saresi offensively, even though it's been a quiet game. Levine does have 12 of the 19 Duke points. Saresi with 13 of the 23 for the Lancers. As they'll get a foul on the ground. It looks like that will go against Matthew Garassi. Just hooks Pekos as he was trying to get past. And with that, Lake Park will call a timeout. That'll be their second timeout used of the game. They will have 3 remaining as the Dukes still have all theirs as we will head into a timeout. We will be back as soon as the other teams are back. You've been watching York Sports Network. My God. Walt's tough finish. Off the glass. Gets it to a 2-point. Nice steal there by Waltz. Pulls him over. Fade away. Gets the bounce. Tie game here at Lake Park.
move by Waltz, you know, in transition. Instead, he takes this guy into the post and just gets the friendly roll. I mean, the Dukes have kind of been due for that friendly roll all game with the amount of shots they've missed.
Saresi, nice hop step jumper. Increases the lead, or takes the lead back for the Lancers. As they're going to need a push here on Saresi. Believe that will be his third. Yeah.
That's a guy that the Lancers just cannot afford to have in foul trouble, Ryan. He's just too good of a player. You know, last night, coming off that buzzer beater win, he obviously took the shot, but he's constantly been dropping over 20 points. He's getting really hot right now. He's in a stretch where he's scored over double digits many games in a row.
Yeah, Pekos. Don't see him shoot a lot there. Corner three. Hey, Christian, you mentioned it during halftime warm-ups. Oh, Waltz gets up there. As you were saying, Pekos was not missing during halftime.
Yeah, I just don't see him shoot very much, so I was very surprised to see the amount of shots he was knocking down. And you see it there in the game, so obviously practice translating in the game.
Yeah, definitely been more of a defensive player and a facilitator for the Dukes. Not much of a scorer, but he can definitely hit his shots when he needs to, as we see right there with a huge three to give the Dukes the lead once again.
Looks like the Lancers are going to hold for the last shot.
Yeah, it's a good idea with how this game's gone. Very defensive heavy. Don't want to give up any easy buckets for the Dukes on transition, so just going to try to get their last shot up. Going to try to make it a good one.
7 seconds here.
Definitely not. And no call. Wide open. Sails it. Saresi gets the rebound, but nothing. Duke fans arguing for a charge. But no call, as Dukes will have a 1-point lead going into the fourth quarter. Christian, what do you think the Dukes need to do to keep this lead going to eventually win this game?
They've had so much success. Most of their points have came in transition. So they got to continue that and try to get out in transition. If not, they're going to have to find a way to start scoring in the half-court set because they have struggled with that all night. You know, seems like every time they try to slow it down, they just are having a hard time driving to the paint and being able to create open looks. So they're going to definitely have to figure out a way and make some adjustments there.
Yeah, it definitely makes sense. We got 20 seconds until we come back. We're going to take a short pause. And we'll be back. You've been watching York Sports Network. And now returning from the timeout, or the end of the third quarter, coming to the fourth quarter, it will be Duke's ball. Pekos going to be inbounding here to Levine. He started. Waltz quick. Draws the double. Going to kick it back out. Lots of space. Finds Richardson. Back to Bernison. Corner three. Off the
great
side
tip
of the
by
rim.
Pekos there. It's another hustle play. We were talking about that being his main role this year. And he just embraces it there with it. Saves them and gets the extra possession.
Yeah, for any of you guys watching the LT game last night, you saw Pekos at the end of the game. Dukes ended up getting 3 offensive boards, all off of pokes. 2 of them were from Pekos. That's really what kept the Dukes into that game going to the end. Obviously, we were not able to get the win, but definitely one of the big factors that kept us in that game. See, Waltz gets stripped away. Able to retain it is Pekos. Trying to find something. Levine kicks it to Bernison. Another 3 from Bernison. Bernsen just not able to hit his shots. Saw him struggle yesterday as well.
And it looks like Mullis is going to come check in and get him.
Yeah.
But Bernsen's usually one of those guys you can rely on, especially from the three-point line. I mean, he's been fantastic all year out there.
Yeah, as Rochford knocks down a turnaround jumper to give the Lancers the lead once again. 27-26 now. Waltz finds Bernsen. Levine running around everyone. Goes hard to paint. Nice pass. Richardson trying to hold the ball.
Better hustle, though, from the Lancers.
And, Grassi able to force the jump ball. And it will be Lancers. They will have the ball. 6:30 left in the fourth quarter with a 1-point lead. I mean, that was just a big play there from Grassi. Able to get the Lancers the ball right back with the lead. Able to, with the chance here now, to increase it to a 2-score game.
And I feel like slowly this game is starting to live up to what we imagined it to be, Ryan. Getting very intense here at the last few minutes, and I feel like this game could go to any of the two teams. I mean, both teams are starting to heat up late when it comes to scoring.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw both teams. It was a 16-15 game coming in. It was still a low-scoring third quarter, but I think the start of this fourth quarter has really showed what these teams are capable offensively. And it'll be yet another timeout from the Lancers. That'll be their third used. Dukes still have all 5 with 6 minutes left. See how Coach Dunn utilizes those timeouts coming out after this timeout. You've been watching New York Sports Network.
Yeah.
We're going to be returning here. Lancers will be inbounding the ball. It will be Tommy Rochford on the sideline in here to Grassi.
So the clock down to about 6 minutes here. We apologize. We cannot get the clock cam working tonight, so we will make sure to keep reminding you guys about the time when it comes down, because this game is starting to become very intense. And it looks like Lake Park, Ryan, is just going to take their sweet time to get the most perfect look possible on this possession.
Yeah, I mean, look at the way this game's been played. Ceresi, I feel like, hasn't made any passes where he's looking. Nice finish underneath by Rochford.
Yeah, Rochford just uses his body very well. He gets his guy in the air. He doesn't draw the foul, but he's able to make that shot, and they are now up to a 3-point lead, so the Dukes are going to have to go. Great find from Pekos, of course. And Mullis is there to clean it up.
Yeah, it's something he does very well, able to develop the play very well. Looks for the guy who's open. And able to find Mullis underneath. They cut it back to a 1-score game. Waltz, great tip on Rochford's pass. Able to force the turnover. 5 minutes left. And the Dukes have a chance to take the lead right back. Is they're going to get a carry.
What?
Carry on Waltz. Didn't really see it. Not a call you see very often in basketball at any level.
Yeah. I'm not sure that was a carry. I mean, Waltz was just going into his between the legs.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, they hear the whistle. I'm like, what?
Very surprised on what it was. Ceresi knocks down the pull-up jumper.
That's his bread and butter, Ryan. He's up to 15 points on the night, and he is just so good from the mid-range. I mean, see it there once again, and that's why the Lacers have just been able to hang on to their lead here. They've been having to rely on plays like that. Is Levine just
a lot of
ill-advised
contact
there? I'm not sure that was the shot.
I don't know if it was a shot, but definitely had some contact. Nothing called from the refs. It's Lake Park once again just going to try to run down some clock. Pull up. Ceresi, back rim. Mullis comes away with it. Duke's going to have to hurry and find something. Down under 4 minutes. Richardson wide open in the post. Gets the and one to go. Braden Richardson.
There we go. Great find from Mullis. You see him directing traffic, pointing to Richardson where to go on the court. Richardson just engages in the contact, and he gets the and one. So now a chance to tie up the ball game, and now the Duke student section is starting to come into it. They get into the game here. Maybe this made free throw would just be that little burst of energy the Dukes need to push through and come out on top. However, the Lacers have just been dominating as of lately when it comes to offense.
And in and out for Richardson. Still a 1-point game. Under 4 minutes to play. Ceresi, definitely the guy you want with the ball in his hands this type of point in the game. Quick double team on Garessi, and it'll be yet another timeout from Lake Park. Coach Billy Pitcher wants to talk it over with his team. He's only got one left for the rest of the game. But on the other side, Mike Dunn still has all five. Really a tale of two uses of timeout.
You know, Ryan, we were talking about it last break off the mic how, Coach Dunn usually likes to spend his timeouts and settle his team down. However, it seems as he hasn't felt the need to do that tonight for some reason. But I kind of agree with him. I mean, it's not bad to call a timeout, but the Dukes really haven't been bad with the turnovers. I just feel like both teams are missing a lot of shots.
Yeah, definitely. We saw the same thing last night as Coach Dunn had two timeouts going in deep into the game. And there were some times where I heard some people say he probably should have used his timeouts, coming down to the wire, maybe try to draw up a good play. But he just let his guys play it out, and they did pretty well going into the end. But LT was just able to be a little better, able to pull out that game. And Coach Dunn, I think he likes the no timeouts this game. I don't know if it's worked, hasn't worked. I feel like about been mediocre. I don't think a timeout has been needed.
Right, but not to use all five, even to use one of your five is just kind of crazy to me. I mean, I'm not throwing any shade, but I'm just saying, like, with the way this game has gone, just maybe making a quick adjustment. It's just surprising,
Yeah, definitely surprising.
Especially against the number 2 ranked team in 4A. So this game's got big stakes,
Absolutely. Ceresi looking for something. Rochford pulls. Air ball. And off the bottom of the rim. Lagoya can't get it to go. Levine pushing the pace quick. Nice move. Gets past, and Levine will take the lead back to the Dukes. 3 minutes left in the game.
And that was a great move from Levine. Lake Park thought they had stopped him, but Levine pushed through that contact, and then it led to a wide-open lane. You saw him engage with a little bit of a bump, and then he pushed through that bump, which led to a wide-open layup. And that's just way too easy for AJ, as he is now up to 14 out of the Dukes' 32.
Yeah, Levine super quick, super athletic, able to just use that quick burst, get past, get the finger roll way up at the bucket. 2 minutes and 30 seconds now left on the game clock. Rochford again wide open, and this time he knocks it down. 2-point lead here for Lake Park.
Lake Park will just not go away. Anytime it seems like the Dukes may have the ball game or Lake Park has the ball game. So it's been back and forth. But it seems that as Lake Park has always just had an answer every time the Dukes get a little bit of momentum, and that certainly hasn't worked out for them.
Yeah.
They're finally going to use a timeout here.
That's a good time to use a timeout as well. Wasn't really able to find anything offensively as they are just under 2 minutes. 1:57 left in the game. 2-point lead for Lake Park. And see how Coach Dunn utilizes his first time out of the game. Now under 2 minutes to go. And during this timeout, we're going to take a short break. You've been watching York Sports Network. Kyle Waltz will be the designated inbounder for the Dukes. All right, looks like they'll switch it up. It'll be Petco.
I think he heard you there.
Yeah. Pick play here for Levine. Richardson trying to get it back to Levine. Does. Waltz pulls in traffic. Can't get it to go. Rochford comes away with it. 1:40 left on the clock. Lake Park with a chance to put it up by 2 scores.
And I don't think that's what you want if you're the Dukes. You do not want to give control to the Lacers, who have done a great job of holding the lead since halftime. The Lancers, excuse me, since halftime, man. They have just been fantastic at striking back every time the Dukes have struck.
Nice pass again. Levine gets his quick hands in there. And they'll give it to Lake Park. No one on the Dukes side of the court is happy about that call, but refs going to call what they see. 1:17 left on the clock. Looks like those Saresi inbounding. I'm going to throw it way across the court here to Rochford. Saresi wide open, doesn't decide to pull it.
They're just going to run the clock down, Ryan. There's a minute left.
Yeah, they're just going to keep passing around. They got to try to force a turnover.
The Duke's got to do so. If it gets down to 30 seconds without a turnover, they're going to have to foul, and that is not a place you want to be in. And I'm assuming the Lancers are going to try to get it into Saresi's hands. You know, he has just been, I mean, they finally foul, but
it is just, just great work by the Lancers, able to keep it out of the hands of the Dukes, who are a team known for their ability to get in the passing lanes.
Then the Dukes got to foul 4 more times for the Lancers to get to the bonus.
That's the first foul of the quarter.
And that's even worse news. I mean, they're just going to probably try to get into Saresi's hands here for the 5th foul at least. But now that's a great move by Coach Dunn, checking Eddie Sika, and he's a great defender.
And they might be subbing in for Levine, because Levine does have 3 fouls. You don't want him to foul out. Kyle Waltz also with 4 fouls. Pekosh also with 4 fouls. So just a lot of fouls between this Duke's starting lineup. And out of the game comes Kyle Waltz, someone you don't want fouled out if you need a chance at a shot. He's probably the guy you go to if Levine doesn't have it. So we're going to have to save his last foul as Sika does check into the game. And a quick foul here on Rochford brings their total up to 3. 2 more to send Lake Park to the line. And not able to get it, Rochford. He'll pick up the foul. 43 seconds left. 4 fouls for the Dukes.
1 more.
That's all it is. That will be Levine's 3rd.
And you know who they're going to try to get it to. They don't get it. Oh.
Can't foul Rochford. So you're going to get it to Garesi.
They could force a 10-second violation if he doesn't get it over. Will he get it over?
10 seconds.
10 seconds!
They get a 10-second call. That's huge for the Dukes.
And now Lake Park.
They're going to call it off, and they got the timeout. They got the timeout off.
Dude, you can't reverse that. That's not his call.
That's not his call to make. The whistle
That's
is
terrible.
not blown. They cannot do that. That's awful. Coach Dunn has a right to be angry about that. That is against the rules. I don't know how that's allowed. There was no whistle blown before. Maybe he was timed up perfectly.
I just am in disbelief right now. That's breaking, like you said, you cannot do that.
Yeah,
This was the ref's call down here. We don't have instant replay on the coach. So you cannot give him a timeout after the call has been made. And this is just an unbelievable scene here. I am in disbelief, Ryan. This is just, that could potentially just.
I think without a doubt the first whistle blown was a 10-second violation whistle. So I don't see how you overturn that. It's just a ridiculous call. Dukes are just got to run with it. But that's tough because that's a full 10 seconds that we thought would be a violation. That's now off the clock.
Yeah, gotta add that too. So now I think York has to foul now, right?
I mean, yeah.
It is the Lancers' last time out, though.
That is true.
So maybe we
gonna
can get another.
Yeah, definitely got to try to keep the ball out of Soresi's hands. He's trying to fight through everyone. Get into Rochford.
I think they're going to try to hold him to another. Now you got to foul. Yeah, that's fine.
And they're going to need a block on Levine. That'll send.
Wait, Levine's out of the game. That's his fifth.
No, that's his fourth.
Right?
That's his fourth.
That's his fourth.
Luckily.
All right. That's better news to hear, but.
And here we see Waltz. And
now Coach Dunn's going to try to ice the shooter here.
I think he's going to try to bring in some shooters too. Pekosh and Siko will check out for Waltz and the great shooting of Connor Fitzgerald. We come back.
Don't go anywhere. You're watching York Sports Network. Hello, everyone, and welcome from the break. I'm Chris McQuade. With me is Ryan Byrd, and two of the biggest free throws of the whole ball game coming up here.
Yeah, Garesi going to try to ice this game.
I wouldn't say ice yet, but definitely a dagger.
Yeah. First one is good, puts the lead up to 3. This one will decide how York will play this next possession. As it is good. 4-point game, 2 scores. As York's going to have to find something quick. Levine going straight to the cup. Can't get it to go. Mullis, he can't get it either. It'll be out of bounds off Lake Park. I think if you can, you definitely want a 3-point shot. But with a 4-point lead, you definitely just want the easy bucket.
I think they're going to try to get a 3.
Yeah. Mullis.
Great move.
Can't get it. And they get to foul Rochford. And they're not going to foul him. What are they doing? Soresi's wide open.
He wants the dunk. He didn't dunk it, though.
Maybe he can't dunk.
That's it.
Yeah. Levine will hit it, but too little, too late. 38-35.
And that 10-second call, Ryan, that's got to be the turnaround of this game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean if that call is overturned, Dukes have a chance with 30 seconds on the clock to tie the game or even take the lead. But with that call not going their way, they're forced to foul. which eventually gives Lake Park a 2-score lead, which just absolutely skews any chance of the Dukes really getting a good shot.
Oh, that's it. That's going to wrap up the game, but I'm just...
Definitely not the ending we wanted.
And you got to think about how that call affects this whole game now. Now that the Lancers won, you got to go back to plays like that. And it's kind of a coulda, shoulda, woulda moment, but, I mean, the Dukes, it just wasn't their night clearly on offense all night. I mean, it clearly wasn't, so.
Yeah.
Lake Park just played a better game overall. I feel like the Dukes just hung around. And you got to stop Ceresi, man. He's just too good to let him go around screens and pull up for mid-range every single time. You just got to be better about that, and that's just a bunch of little things combined. But overall, an okay performance from the Dukes that just ended up not going in their favor due to a few whistles that should not have been blown or just little miscommunications.
Yeah, and I do believe this is the first time this season that the Dukes have dropped 2 straight. And definitely not something you want going into a week with the game against top-ranked DGN. So Coach Dunn's going to have to figure it out. And I don't know, definitely not the ending we wanted to see. But, yeah, we're just going to have to wrap this up. You've been watching York Sports Network.